Hey, what's going on, CubeTube? This is Just Add Misplay. Today we're going to bring you another cube drafting video. So we got a 2-player grid draft ready to go. We got a lot of positive feedback on our last cube videos, and we had members of the community suggest to do a grid draft. We have not tried it before, and we're actually going to give it a try in this video. So before we get started, I want you guys to pay attention in this video, because if there is a card in this video that you think should not go in this cube, go ahead and mention the card name in the comments below and suggest a new card that you think we should add into the cube. We're going to be looking at these comments on the regular. We're going to be picking comments, and if we pick your comment, we're going to give you a shout out in the next video. And you're also going to see the card that you suggested in the next cube. We're going to shuffle it up and make it random, but it will be guaranteed to be in the next cube video that we do. All right. So looking forward to your great suggestions. I know there's going to be some really good ones out there. Again, just comment below and we'll give you a shout out. All right. Thanks for watching. And before we get started, why don't you hit that thumbs up? Hit that thumbs up. You don't even have to subscribe. Just hit that thumbs up. It helps. All right. Thank you. Dun, 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 dun. How's that for an intro?
Nice.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Just Add Misplay and Mrs. Misplay. And today we're going to do a 2-player grid draft. What is a 2-player grid draft? Thank you for asking. We're going to explain it real quick. So each player gets 9 packs. So there's 18 packs total. Each pack has 9 cards. The first player will choose a row or column and take all the cards in that row or column. Then the second player will choose a different row or column and choose all the cards in that row or column. The last player to make a pick will discard all the remaining cards in the pile on the grids and open a new pack, again, 3x3 on a grid, and repeat, and they get the first pick. And this will repeat until there's no packs left. So when we first started this cube, we actually looked into grid drafting. I believe the resources that I was using to reference how it works was actually more confusing written down, but we had a great podcast called Lucky Paper Radio. You guys are awesome. You explained it within like 5 minutes in an introduction on your podcast, and you explained it so well. We gave it a second chance, and it's worked out great for us. So we decided to make our second cube draft a grid draft, and we're dedicating this to Lucky Paper Radio. So thank you guys, and without further ado, let's get started. Here is our pack 1, pick 1. Take some time to think about the packs. There's a lot going on here. Right off the bat, I see a lot of high mana cost spells, and I'm looking at them, and I'm kind of like steered away. The Ajani catches my eye right off the bat.
It catches my eye too.
And there's a lot of red cards in this pack. There's also some green. Honestly, I think the Chaos Warp is the card I'm looking at the most in this pack. Ajani's Vengeance and Chaos Warp. If I were to pick, that would be the row that I would choose, I think. Fork and Keranos, God of Storms, is also pretty sweet to have together. So I'd be fine with either of that. But anyway, you get to pick first. What are your thoughts?
I get to pick first?
Yeah. Pack 1, pick 1.
Well,
You guys watching, what is your first column or row from this pack?
I think I'm kind of like in this row right here. I am looking at the Demon Lord, and he's kind of a pet card. And I also like Ajani. This card I've never played with, and it is low mana costing. And
it does the same colors as Johnny too. So.
Exactly. So
Fork
that
is a good card.
Pick, I would probably pick this row here.
Is that going to be your pick? We're going to get this started? All right, go ahead.
It's a little bit.
Pick them up.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not
Right.
bad.
So then now you get to pick either these 2 columns or these like 2 cards.
3 rows, yeah. Some people play where you can pick diagonally. I don't think I really like that, but maybe in the future we'll do something like that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick this guy. Gem Razor's really sweet for removal. I haven't played with him yet, And then I got that Chaos Warp as removal, so that's what I'm picking. These guys get chucked. All right, so pack 2. Here we go. We're going to lay it out. Sheoldred, Void Beckoner, Augur of Bolas, Mind Leecher, Wrath, Ship's Mage, Fires of Invention, Garruk, the Cursed Huntsman, Calamax, and Sarkhan Fireblood. My goodness.
It's a lot of good picks.
Yeah.
You have an idea what you're going to pick?
Honestly, I'm looking at the bottom row right here.
Okay.
I already picked red and green, and I really like Sarkhan. I like how it's a planeswalker, it's a threat at low cost. Like, it costs 3 mana to get a planeswalker on the field, and then its abilities are really good. Like, you can +1 to discard a card and draw a card, so it helps filter, so you can kind of like find what you need. Yeah. And then the other +1 actually helps fix your mana to cast big dragons. And I know there's a lot of dragons in this cube, so it makes me lean that way. I like Fires of Invention for like a 5-color good stuff deck. That card's always been impressive. It's only the second pick, so it really wouldn't hurt to go up and get Augur of Bolas as well. And blue's always good, no matter what format you're playing.
Says the blue player.
Says the blue player. And Calamax I've never used.
He looks cool.
Yeah. And Garruk I've never used. Garruk.
Yeah, Garruk.
So I actually think I'm going to take the bottom row. I mean, it's got 2 planeswalkers in it. Like, this Garruk, I feel, is going to end some games. This guy, he copies spells, right? And I'm already red and green. Why not add some blue to the mix? I'm going to pick the bottom. And that's a tough pick to beat.
Yeah,
so.
And that's actually perfect because I liked this column. And I didn't really have a place for Garruk. You know I like to do graveyard manipulation. So these 2 cards are going to be my pick. And they go with my other demon dude too.
Oh, check you out. Kind of. Yeah.
So I'm already thinking that.
You're leaning into that one color.
Yeah. I mean,
not bad.
It's my favorite type of way to play.
That's what it's all about, right?
If I see the opportunity, I run with it. Right. So
these guys get chucked. I'll get rid of them, and you can go ahead and crack the next pack.
We can't really see the bottom of these.
Yeah, who cares? We're looking at the pictures, right?
Okay, I'm going to take a second to...
Yeah.
I'm looking at this far right column with Descended Mindbender, Vraska's Contempt, and Thran Temporal Gateway. I'm just liking the way that pile looks. I'm liking the Vraska Contempt a lot. This could be steep, but with the demon that I have that kind of wants me to play legendary, converted mana cost 4 or greater cards, that could be good.
That does. It synergizes with it. Everything in there is 4 or greater, and Vraska's Contempt is removal. And it's got planeswalkers. You just saw me pick 2 of them. Like,
exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
That's an excellent pick.
I'm going to need something to get rid of your planeswalkers. And I'm going to gain 2 life by doing it. And Distended Mindbender is just another...
Wait a second. That says gain 2 life? I always thought it said you lose 2 life.
Yeah.
Wow, that card's better than I thought.
Gaining 2 life.
Yeah.
Running black.
You go, Vraska.
So I'm going to pick this pile right here.
Sounds good. Well, looking at these, Gaia's Cradle in the corner is definitely a very, very powerful card. I can see it working well. Well, I guess it depends if I have creatures, right? That could be a really good choice. And Heartless Act...
Soul Warden is really good, too.
Yes. But I would be thinking of going that way for removal.
If you want to play that Garruk.
But I also like the God of Destiny in the middle because I have green and red. And
you could do a 3-color deck.
And this will give me a land in case I want to splash white later. And I'll get that removal. So I'm thinking...
Are you thinking the middle row?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking that because Nicol Bolas, I mean, he's great. I don't know. That would make me want to run 4 colors, and that might be stretching it. Unless I do go blue. I don't know.
It's still early in the draft.
It is. And Gaia's Crate is probably the best choice.
You could take that row.
Soul Warden, I'm not really... Like, I'm impressed with her, but I'm not really... I'm not leaning in these colors at all. So these 2 at the bottom, I'm not even worried about. I like Godless Shrine. I like that it fixes the mana. He seems really cool. And he kind of ramps and fixes mana in a way. And I get to gain life. So that would be an extra benefit. And then eventually, if I have enough creatures on the field, he can attack. Which is really good. And he's indestructible. So I want him on my team. The problem is that Gaia's Cradle and him will not be in the same pick.
Well, you could go diagonally.
No, we can't do that. I just said we can't do that. Look at that, people. She's trying to cheat already.
I'm not trying to help you out.
Gaia's Cradle and a removal spell. Or mana fixing. What? See, I don't even have white yet. I mean, I might eventually, right? So this one might even be disregarded. It's just a matter of Gaia's Cradle and Klothys. And between them, Gaia's Cradle is hands down the best choice. So I'm going to go with Gaia's Cradle and Heartless Act. That way I get mana ramp and mana fixing.
That's a really good choice.
Or creature removal, rather. Next pack. Sunken Hope. Brutal Explosion. Feather. Jeskai Elder, Chromatic Lantern, Watery Grave, Tithe Taker, Patient Reckoning, and Young Pyromancer. Ooh, that's a spicy pack.
That is a interesting pack because I'm really trying to run black here. I only see 1 red card, Young Pyromancer.
Young Pyromancer puts in so much work. He is such a good card. And I'm running red. I might have some spells. I think I might.
Are you going to go down or across?
That's the question, right? That's what I'm focusing on. So let's talk about all the cards, right? The other card that grabs my attention is Chromatic Lantern right there in the middle.
Yep.
That's mana fixing and mana ramp. You don't even have to worry about your land base at that point. Well, I guess, you're still hunting to get that card in your actual match, but it makes it so that you're really not as worried about your mana.
That's true. Sunken Hope, though.
Beginning of each player's upkeep.
A very unfriendly card.
Yeah.
And it's your favorite color.
It's true. Could you imagine I just cut all this and end up going blue? You know what? You know what?
Don't let me influence your pick.
Yeah.
There's also Tithe Taker, which is cool too, and it's white.
Tithe Taker scares me because I have 2 Planeswalkers and that hurts Planeswalkers.
Oh, yes.
So I wouldn't want to see you grab that. I do have green, blue, and red gold card in here, so maybe I will lean into that. I think I'm going to lean into that. I'm going to pick Young Pyromancer, and I'm going to go down because all these kind of work together. And that'll be my pick here.
Okay.
Oh, maybe that narrows it down a little for you.
Yeah. So...
What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are Tithe Taker would be a good pick against your little Planeswalker thing you got going on.
Do you have white yet?
No. Not really.
But, I mean,
don't think so.
There's like so many packs left you could make it.
Right. And I think white would fit in more.
You have a Johnny too.
I do have a Johnny. So I don't think I want to start going blue. I could end up going blue. But I see the Brutal Explosion too. That could be good. Patient Rebuilding has a lot of words on that card.
You mill and then you draw cards. That card might actually, personally, I think that card might get cut from the cube.
Yeah.
But, we should play with it and see. I think this might be the next best choice. I mean, it's a mana that enters the battlefield that fixes it, and you can just pay 2 life and it won't be tapped, so you don't lose a turn.
For the redeemed though, I do have some instants here, so maybe Feather and Tithe Taker.
But you would have to splash red or white for that.
But I already have some white with a Johnny.
You have 1 card that's red and white.
Well.
Okay, and fork.
And fork. So maybe I'm looking at a black, red, and white deck.
Yeah, and that'll.
What are those colors called?
Black, red, and white is Mardu.
Mardu. Could be a Mardu deck. Could be. And a Chromatic Lantern. Obviously, that's a great card. But I'm looking at Feather and I'm looking at Tithe, and I think I might take that.
I think that's a right choice.
Yes, so that's going to be my choice.
That's a good pick. I might have been trying to lean you away from that Tithe Taker.
Oh.
They're trying to sneak in there.
Who's cheating now?
I ain't cheating. I'm just playing with you.
Now, see, I'm liking this pack a little bit better.
There's a lot of colorful cards in this pack.
Yeah.
Look how these two, like the artwork, like they kind of like look like they're
it kind of looks like they go together.
Partners or something.
So I get to go first this turn.
You sure do. Do you have any the thing that stands out to you?
It's really hard to. See, my mind's going everywhere. I'm seeing the Vivictus, and that doesn't really go with the color combo I'm going with right now. It's still early though.
That's true.
But Vivictus isn't really going with the theme, and maybe we'll see. You're not sacrificing, I can tell. That's the benefit of grid drafting. And the downside.
Yeah. But all the information is
out there.
Out there, yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking at Pawn of Ulamog also. And that's another kind of pet card. And Krenko. This is a hard one.
It's a good pack. I like it.
It's a really good pack. Sort of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. That's just like a favorite.
That's like one of my favorite cards to play in general.
Pawn of Ulamog, I think, is where I would focus.
Yeah.
You know?
And I'm looking at the Krenko.
Would you go up and down or left and right?
I think I'm going to go with this bottom.
That's nice. I think that's good. You also have this white card that could help you. I don't know if it's worth it, though. You know what I mean?
I don't think it's worth it.
No?
I think I'm going to go with this bottom row here.
Okay. That's a good choice. Because I'll tell you what, I was looking at the goblins. I wanted the goblin here, the goblin there, and then that would have fixed my mana. And like I can still...
You can still get one goblin.
I could. I've decided I'm getting this goblin. That's happening. It's just a matter of, do I want a Rec Sage with it, or do I want Steam Vents with it? I think fixing mana might be more important than Steam Vents. Yeah, I think fixing mana is probably the better route to go, so I'm going to go ahead and pick that. Steam Vents will always help me. Rec Sage is a little more situational. It's good, though. Rec Sage is definitely good. All right, next pack. We got Unsubstantiate.
There you go.
Charming Prince.
Disperse. Lovestruck Beast. Voice of Resurgence. Rapid Hybridization. Cliff Runner Behemoth. Is that right? Behemoth?
Behemoth, yeah.
Bastion of Remembrance. And Bolas's Citadel.
Oh my goodness.
That Bolas's Citadel.
So here are my thoughts for you. I know you're looking at the Bolas's Citadel.
Always.
Like, that card is just... I've seen what it can do. We haven't seen it in draft yet. So that'd be cool. Like, I almost want you to take that just so...
Well, you know you're picking first, right?
I am picking first.
Okay.
And here's the next part. I'm looking at these two cards.
Okay.
All right.
I won't be heartbroken if you pick Bolas's Citadel.
Okay.
I will still love you.
Oh, well, thank you. I do appreciate that. I think
There's a lot of blue cards and green cards.
I do. I'm looking at that too. Yeah.
The middle kind of looks...
That's good too.
You have a lot more options in this pack than I do.
Yeah. I have a young pyromancer and I want to go off with him, right? And I just got steam vents. And I think getting as many instants and sorceries right now is probably the best thing for me to do. And I like Rapid Hybridization is creature removal, but it also gives him a 3/3 frog. Is that something I want to deal with? With this deck with a bunch of small 1/1s, I don't think that's something I want to do. Substantiate, I like that as a tempo. I love that card as a tempo swing, and same thing with Disperse. And for that reason, I'm going to pick the bottom because tempo swings, I think, plays a big part in two-player drafting. And it definitely helps. And it's kind of my play style. So.
Very nice. I'm looking at the top row. Obviously, Bolas's Citadel. But the Bastion of Remembrance gives me tokens. And I kind of want tokens because I kind of want some things to go in my graveyard.
And then
to trigger off some other things.
And a creature you control dies, I'll lose a life, you gain a life. So.
Exactly. Not sure how much I'm going to be able to use that Cliff Runner Behemoth unless I start going green. But these two black cards will definitely.
Bastion of Remembrance also synergizes with
Pawn of Yulima.
Okay.
So I'm going to take this top row. Okay, so my turn to do the packs.
Crack the pack now. We have Vraska Relic Seeker, Elsha of the Infinite, Heliod Suncrowned, Atrada
the Silencer.
Atrada the Silencer, Copper Mirror, Ajani Steadfast, Lapse of Certainty, Collected Company, and a Viciano Pyromancer.
Viashino Pyromancer?
Okay, I stand corrected.
Getting tricky with the words here.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I'm not sure.
Hey, English is my first language, okay?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I've ever seen Lapse of Certainty before. I'm not. So you can.
I've recently added it, and I love that card.
Okay.
When I started playing this game was around Shards of Alara block, and that was in it, and I'm telling you, the card is amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool looking, too.
You know what it does?
Counter target spell, and then
put it on top of the library.
You put it on top of the library instead of the graveyard.
For 3 mana? That's great. So if you're top decking and you draw like something that's junky, like it's not good, well, I guess it's a cube draft, right? So all cards are good. Let's say you're going to play a card that doesn't help you very much. You Lapse of Certainty that, you're essentially putting them a turn behind because their next draw, they're just going to draw the same card that they were trying to cast last turn. It's so good. That's just, to me, that's so good.
This is a really hard pick, this pack.
A lot of gold cards in this draft so far.
Yeah. I really want to pick that Vraska, the Relic Seeker. I like what she does. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And it's going to give me tokens and allow me to sacrifice.
So you destroy something and then you get a mana that you can sacrifice. And then the +2 is create a 2/2 with Menace, which is cool too.
Johnny Steadfast, so good. And the Pyromancer is really good too. I don't know.
Are you running blue?
No.
Okay.
I'm running mostly black and red.
I want you to Lapse of Certainty me. Just so you can feel how powerful it is, because it's so good. Like, it doesn't seam good on paper, but once you play it...
It definitely seems good. I think I want to go this route. I could just very easily go that route, too.
You running red?
Mm-hmm.
You got red, white, and black. Mardu. If you pick this column, you could essentially use all the cards in it, which is beneficial, right?
Right.
And that also, like, I'm not using many of the other cards. Honestly.
What pile would you pick? Do you have a card that you're really into right now?
I'm really into the Pyromancer. That's what has my attention because I'm not really running white. I could use the mana fixing, but like I can't go diagonal. That would be my pick if I could go diagonal. The second runner-up is, I guess, Copper Mirror or Vraska. And I think I would go with Copper Mirror, actually, just because it's going to put a creature on my board for Gaia's Cradle, you know? And it'll also ramp me. And it's green. Like, I don't know. I'm assuming you're going to take this Varisho. So I'm working around Copper Mirror now, and...
Yeah, I think for my deck, the way I'm trying to make it, it's probably gonna be the best.
Do it. Good choice. I think I gotta look at my boy, the Copper Mirror, and either go left, which is not a color I'm running, or go up and down. And I'm gonna go up and down. I don't think I've played with Collected Company yet, so we're gonna try that. We're gonna crack the next pack. We have a Wretched Confluence, Disciple of Bolas, Lightning Reaver, Mercutio Chemister, the Apex of Death, Nethrol, I believe his name is, Umari, Body Double, Ugin, the Ineffable, and an Akroma's Vengeance. Right off the bat, this pack was like, if you could pick all 9 cards, I think you might. Well, maybe not all 9, but if you could pick 2 rows, I think you would.
Definitely. There's so many good cards in this pack.
Yeah, there's a lot of directions to go here. Yeah. I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm not even really looking at the pack because there's not a whole lot for me for what I'm building. Let me reevaluate and take a step back here. Mercutio Chemister is good. I've used it in so many other formats. You tap it, you draw cards, or you chuck a card and deal damage. He does things, and a 2/3 is a decent amount of defense. I don't know if it's something you want to do for 5 mana. Obviously, it dies to the Mortify rule, which is if you play a card and you have to wait a whole turn. If it dies before that, you essentially just lose the mana that you put into it. That being said, I would probably lean away from that, but tap it and draw 2 cards every turn is really nice. And it also has potential removal. I like Body Double. I don't think I guess with Sarkhan's ability, I can chuck a card in the graveyard and maybe use Body Double later to get it out. Ugin grabs my attention as well because it is removal and it can pump out creatures. 6 mana. I already got a Walker theme going on. Why not just go all in? Everything down here I'm not looking at. That's all you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, do I want to get Mercutio Chemister and cards I won't use? Or do I want to get a removal and then a card that synergizes? I think the smart move would be...
Anachroma's Vengeance.
Anachroma's Vengeance.
Don't forget. I mean, it's a little pricey, but look at what it does.
Yeah, but I'm not running white.
Oh, I thought you were.
Nope.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and pick these 3 just so I have some removal and some other things. I don't know if it's the right choice, but again, I would have picked Mercutio Chemister. I don't like what's around it. So
yeah. Good pick, though. I think it's very obvious what.
Yeah, I'm going to call it. You're picking that bottom row.
For sure.
They're
Obviously,
just too good.
Disciple of Bolas, I'm going to be able to put some creatures.
Sack a creature, draw cards.
Yep, in my graveyard. I love Lightning Reaver. I love everything about that card.
Yeah, he looks sick. He puts you on a timer. He has haste and fear. That's a solid creature for 5 mana, I think.
Right, and I want a little bit of those high mana cost.
For that demon.
For the demon, and then I have that instant right there, which is also going to...
It's an instant. It's got... You choose 3 and you can pick the same mode more than once, and it just does a lot of things. It has creature removal, grab a card back from your graveyard, and draw cards, all for 5 mana. It's really good.
Very easy decision here, picking the last.
Yeah, that's a good. I think it's a good pick. Woe Strider, Hidden Stockpile, Eat to Extinction, Kinnan, Bonder Prodigy, Garrick Primal Hunter, Beanstalk Giant, Domri, Chaos Bringer, Dullness Escort, and a Brea, Eternium Shaper. It's a pretty interesting pack.
It is an interesting pack. Brea is so good.
Yeah. It's a lot of colors. I don't think any of us got the fixing for it, but...
No, and I see a lot of green as well, and I think just having a quick look, it looks like the bottom row is going to be the best for me. Because again, I have that instant. I got the Woe Strider.
That'll synergize with your Ulamog.
Synergize with my Ulamog, and I get to sacrifice stuff. And what is it?
And your enchantment, the Remembrance enchantment. Whenever you lose a creature, you get to draw one. Hidden Stockpile, you get to create tokens, which will also synergize with Remembrance. I feel like that row was just handed to you.
It also gives me the option to sacrifice, and when I do, I can scry one, which everyone loves to do that.
Yes.
Including me. So I'm going to make it easy and, again, take the bottom.
Right off the bat, yeah. We're at the point in the draft where you're just kind of... Yeah, we're committed
to... We already know what we're going to do with our decks, I think.
Yep, and we kind of just disregard the other colors, which makes the drafting go a lot faster.
Yes.
I'm going to say it. Domri Chaos Bringer is pretty sweet.
Yes.
But I can't pass up Beanstalk Giant, Garrick, and Kinnan. Those, that's the perfect row for me, I think. And
I think so too.
It's almost on curve. So I'm going to do that. I haven't played with Kinnan yet, but I hear so many great things, and I think it's time.
Yep, and you got another Planeswalker that I could potentially destroy.
Hey! Everybody wins, right?
Grateful Apparition, Weaponcraft Enthusiast, Footlight Fiend, a Johnny Adversary of Tyrants. Is it Gonti, Lord of Luxury?
That's right.
Soldier of the Pantheon. Vigor Mortis, Kroxa, and Festering Newt. Ooh.
Jeez.
Good picks.
All right, so for the viewers, I just want to say we have a special package in our cube where if you draft Festering Newt, you also get Bogbrew Witch and...
Bubbling Cauldron.
That's right. And you can add them in your deck free of charge, and we have those cards set aside outside of the draft, ready to go, and you don't even have to use all three. You can just pick one or pick two of them or whatever, but if you pick that card, you get all three cards of that combo.
Yes.
So it is beneficial to do that.
That's not the only card that's like that.
Yes, we have a few other cards like that in the cube, and as they show up, we'll explain them a little bit. I think we got another pack that's made for you. I don't...
So many. I'm not even looking because I'm going to wait for you to pick.
Yeah.
But Festering Newt, obviously, that goes so well with Graveyard Manipulation and Vigor Mortis. Also, Gonti, I love anything with Death Touch. For you, though...
And blue, red, and green.
I mean, blue, red, and green.
Realistically... Footlight Fiend is the only thing I can really use out of this pack. So what would I want you to not have? And Crocs is really good too. If you want the Newt, I'll give it to you.
Honestly, want the Newt? There's so many good cards in here for me that I would rather you just pick whatever one you really want. Or something you don't want me to have. If you don't want me to have the Newt?
I think, yeah. You know what? I think that's the smart decision in this draft is to, if I can't use anything, then I should make it so that you're not using it against me.
Yeah.
And Kroxa terrifies me.
Yes.
And you're running those colors, so I'm going to pick Kroxa, and then it's a matter of, do I go left or right or up and down? I'm going to go up and down because this guy can create tokens, and I see you making a lot of tokens. So that'll be my pick.
I'm obviously going to pick Festering Newt. So the question is, do I go with Vigor Mortis or do I go with these 2 cards? Am I going to play those 2 cards? I don't know. Because Vigor Mortis is good. But I'm not running green.
You also got 2 mono white choices.
That's true. But I don't know if I can pass up that Festering Newt.
Yeah, if you go up or down, though, you can literally use all 3 of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I think I'm going to pass up the Vigor Mortis and the 2 white cards and go with Festering Newt,
You get 3
Soldier
1-drops.
Pantheon, and Footlight Fiend.
I think that's good.
And I'm
3
gonna
1-drops, right?
Festering Newt to the side so I remember to grab those other 2 cards as well.
We have Verals, the Scar Striped, Electromatic Field, Girid, Conclave Exile, a Celestial Archon, Murderous Redcap, Null Hide Ferox, Inferno Titan, Fiend Artisan, and Mizium Mortars. Yikes. So many good cards.
Mm-hmm. I think for both of us, I see definitely a lot of potential with that pack.
There's definitely no, I'm going to pick this road so you don't get it in this pack. I mean, maybe, but the opponent will still have options. Mm-hmm. So, I haven't been able to stop and evaluate every single card yet. I'm looking all over the place. Mm-hmm. So I really got to focus, I think. The least card I'm interested in is on the bottom right, Girid, Conclave Exile. And he's a really strong card if you're running those colors. You picked him in a draft before and you just stomped me.
Yeah, he's very good.
He played him and just took over the game.
Something I've learned about doing the draft this way is when you're doing, when we draft the regular way, it's kind of like you just see a card and you're like, I've played this before, I'm comfortable with it, I'm going to play it now. Mm-hmm. And it synergizes with the rest of the cards that you're going with. But when you are doing it this way, and I'm hearing what you have to say about some of the cards, and I'm commenting on some of the cards, it makes you rethink why you're picking a card. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. I get it, yeah.
It makes you rethink of how you build your decks
and how you evaluate it. Yeah.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah. I like this open concept. I thought it was going to be you're going to know all the cards I pick.
You know, I'm not really focused too much. I kind of get where you're going with your deck, but I'm not entirely focused on it. If we were really competitive,
ditto, yeah,
then sure I would be. But
wait, we're competitive. What are you talking about? Excuse me.
Yeah, we're competitive, but I mean, we enjoy the game and have fun playing it. So
that's more important than the competitive part. And there are people where the competitive part is important to them, and that's great. Those people, we've played with those people before, and they're always welcome to play with.
It is fun to be more competitive, but when it comes to just me and you playing a game late at night when our kids are sleeping, it's not something that I like to do. Just be super competitive all the time. Now I like to win.
There you go.
But I wouldn't say
you do win.
When it comes to the two of us playing, I'm super competitive. Mm-hmm. So I think that's another reason why, when we draft the regular way, I'm not focused so much on each end of it. I'm just kind of scrolling through the cards and be like, yeah, that works.
That's cool. That works.
Whereas this way, you're actually putting more thought into it, and it's kind of making me think
I like that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Let's give another shout out to Lucky Paper Radio. We've been missing out, I feel, and you guys really just it's opened our eyes to this, and it's just really it's excellent. Thanks again.
It's a really cool way. And this is
Andy and Anthony. Thank you.
Did they make this up, or is this just something that they're doing?
No, this is a well-known.
Okay.
Yeah. When I read it, when we first made the cube, and I read it online, different ways to two-player
You were
draft.
confused about it.
Yeah, I just think the resource that I was looking at for the information worded it poorly. Or maybe I misinterpreted it. I don't know, but Andy and Anthony explained this within like 5 minutes of their podcast.
Okay.
And I instantly was like, wow, like this is incredible. How have I not known about this?
Okay.
So, yeah, it's great.
That's really awesome. I like it. I see Museum Mortars, which is good. It's a sorcery.
Wipes the board almost.
Kind of. What else am I looking at here? Murderous Redcap. Inferno Titan. What's that going to do for me? You pay red and it gets +1/+0 until
That's
end of
not
turn.
important. It's the next line you want to read.
And then whenever he enters the battlefield or attacks, deal 3 damage divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 target. Oh, that's really great. And he's also a little bit high mana.
So he goes with Bezellock.
He goes with him. And I have the sorcery with Museum Mortars, and I like what that card does as well. A lot of these other green cards is kind of your territory.
Mm-hmm.
Fiend Artisan. I wish I could do something with him. I'm looking at him and I like him so much.
You might be able to.
I might be able to.
And you're running black, so it's not like out of the question, you know?
Right. So I think I'm going to go with the top
row?
Top row.
That's a solid row. I think that's the right choice for you.
Yes.
Now, that makes my choice a lot easier because I couldn't keep my eyes off Museum Mortars. I really wanted that card, and you made this second pick a lot easier. I'm going to go ahead and go with these two.
I knew you were going to make that pick.
Yeah. I have so many instants and sorceries in my deck, and Electromatic Field has always performed so well, and it blocks. It's an 0/4 blocker, which is really good. Then I'm going to go up to Murderous Redcap as well. I'm not running black, but I have red, and he has so much value where he gets destroyed. He just comes right back, and he does more damage to the opponent. So it's really nice to have.
Mm-hmm.
These other cards, I would have loved to have played them as well. Like, these are good-looking cards. They're not making the cut. The only cut they're making is back to the cube. Maybe a player will comment on those cards, and if you do and suggest a card, we will replace it. Well, maybe not every single suggestion, but if we like your suggestion, we'll replace it, and we will be using that in our next video, and we'll be giving you a shout out. So look forward to that. I know I am. We got Time Wipe, Boreal Druid, Growth Spiral, Underworld Lich, Murderous Rider, Satyr Wayfinder, Abzan Ascendancy, Nightfall Spectre, and Ugin, the Spirit Dragon. So many good things in this pack.
Mm-hmm.
Nightfall Spectre is honestly a pet card of mine.
Yes.
It was one of the first cards to do, hey, when this deals combat damage to an opponent, you get to look at the top card of their deck and play it. One of the very first cards from Gatecrash, I believe, back in the first Return to Ravnica set. Well, that block. I want to pick it just for that reason. 3 blue is steep, and the card really doesn't do a whole lot of greatness for me. I'm also looking at Growth Spiral. It's an instant. It synergizes with my deck, and Boreal Druid ramps me. I think I'm going to go Growth Spiral, and to the left, Time Wipe is just going to have to, sit there and look pretty. All right? I also don't want you playing Time Wipe against me, so I'm going to go with that.
Okay. Murderous Rider and Nightfall Spectre would be really good.
They're in your colors.
They're in my colors.
And I feel like it might be too late to start splashing green. I mean,
Yeah.
Maybe if you just go hard on the green from here on out, but also keep in mind that I'm going to be picking green cards. So it might be tougher to do.
Yeah, you know what? You just made my job a lot easier. And I'm going to pick the rest of the middle.
We have Nissa, Steward of Elements, Sunbird's Evocation, Sahili, Sublime Artificer, Gyrus, Waker of Corpses, Exclusion Mage, Tundra, Temple Garden, Finale of Promise, and God Eternal Aronis. These are the packs where I'm like,
what do you do?
There's a lot going on, and you get the first pick, which makes me...
Yeah. What colors are you running again?
I'm running not white and not black.
Not white and not black. Are you looking at this one? That column?
No.
Really?
Nope.
You're looking at this one?
I like that one.
Okay.
Wait, real quick. Tundra is white and blue. I wouldn't use the white. There are two columns that I'm actually looking at.
I like Finale of Promise because I can use the cards, my instants and sorceries from a graveyard. I'm liking that. And I like Sunbird's Invocation. Can't really do too much with Exclusion Mage.
Yeah.
Is that one of the cards you were...
That was one of the rows, but I honestly had like 3 different choices. So
See, I keep forgetting that you're going red too.
Yeah.
And I feel bad that I'm about to pick
don't feel bad.
cards.
Because whatever you pick makes my second pick easier.
Okay.
You know?
Well, then I won't take up too much of your time, and I'm going to pick
I wanted to play Finale of Promise.
Yeah.
I haven't played with that card yet, and the deck I'm building right now, it would go so
I know.
perfect with it.
It would go really good with my deck, too.
Okay. It's going to get played then.
Yes.
And that's what matters. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 token. Saheeli. I gotta get Saheeli. It just has so much value. 3 mana, and it can be any red or blue. It's so good. I'm picking Saheeli. Now, do I want to go left to Nissa, or do I want to go north to God Eternal Ronas? And God Eternal Ronas finishes games for 5 mana, which is right around when you want to drop him and double all your creature stuff. So I'm actually going to go north here and get Ronas. Next pack, we have a Miklanoth, Plaguecaster, Oath of Nissa, Phantasmal Image, Baral's Expertise, Ogre Battle Driver, Finale of Glory, Courser of Crufix, and Sin Collector. What are you thinking?
These are some good picks, man.
Yeah, I already have a row, and I'm ready to just choose
Go
it.
ahead, do it. Well, I think I know what row you're going to go in.
Right in the middle.
Right in the middle?
Yep.
I'm shocked.
Why are you shocked? Let's talk about it.
Oh, you mean this middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't go up and down. I'm a left and right on this pack.
Okay. Yeah, those choices make sense.
Real quick, let's just go over the pack. The first card that catches my attention with what I'm trying to do is Ogre Battle Driver. I have ways to make tokens, and what this card says is whenever a creature enters the battlefield, it gets +2/+0 in haste. So these tokens that I'm making instant off the bat are 3, like if they're just 1/1 tokens, they instantly become 3/1 tokens with haste. Ogre Battle Driver might finish the game for me easily. And then, to the left of that, Baral's Expertise is pretty sweet, and Phantasmal Image is also good. And they're in the colors I have. I gotta. Like, Ogre. Everything else in the pack just does not compare to Ogre Battle Driver with what I'm trying to do.
I agree with those choices.
Miklanoth's pretty good. I can't pass up on Battle Driver. And I can't even, nothing compares. I'm going to pick that.
Yeah, I agree. Those are fine choices. And I'm going to pick the top row because with that Finale of Promise, I can pick the Finale of Glory.
Yeah.
And hopefully I can use the second part of that card. I want to use the second part where I get to make the white angels.
Uh-huh.
But if I get to make the white soldiers, that'd be cool too.
Mm-hmm.
And Sin Collector also is good for my deck.
Sin Collector is a pet card of mine personally. When you drop them, the opponent reveals their hand, and then you get to pick an instant and sorcery, and they exile it permanently. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's not until it leaves the field; it's gone.
Yeah, and then it sticks around and has it's a 2/1
2/1 yeah
creature as well. So I'm gonna pick the top row.
Oh, and you got that green card you wanted, huh?
And I got the green card. Sorry, I didn't talk about the centaur there. That's really good. Mm-hmm. That's really good.
Is it too late to run green? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The answer is absolutely.
Yeah.
You're up.
Okay.
You're gonna crack a pack.
Crumbling Necropolis.
That's right.
Prophetic Prism. Why do I always get the hard to pronounce?
Tasigur.
Gift of Immortality. Elvish Mystic. Callous Dismissal. Memory Lapse. Caldera. Helion. And Enra's Forerunners.
It's more like a tighter pack. Like, there's a lot of cards with low CMC. There's a little bit of mana fixing.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like the big boys at the top there that kind of like win the game. What are your thoughts? Any cards stand out to you?
Prophetic Prism. Don't really have a lot of mana help yet in my deck.
Prophetic Prism will definitely help with that.
Yes.
That card is an all-star.
Yeah.
Pay 2, it replaces itself. You get the draw card. That it might be like my favorite mana rock.
Yeah, it's really
of all
good.
Time in draft, I think.
So the question is, do I want to snag Tasigur, or do I get the Helion or Helion, however it's pronounced?
Hellline.
I think Caldera might be better for my deck. Are you looking at that one too?
Mm-mm.
No. What card are you looking at?
I'm looking at the Elvish Mystic right in the middle.
Ah, jeez.
But I also have another choice. So if it gets picked, I'd be okay.
Okay.
And I think that you should grab the Prophetic Prism for your deck. Because it'll help. 100%.
And I think I'm going to pass up Tasigur and choose Caldera.
That's good. I like that. My choices here are, at this point, between Callous Dismissal and Memory Lapse. And if I had to compare the two, I would say that Memory Lapse is probably I like to play that card more. It's almost, it can be a time walk. Mm-hmm. You know, it does what Lapse certainly does. But in blue, and one mana less. Callous Dismissal is good. I like that it bounces a non-land permanent, and I get to create a 1/1, which will help me with my mana ramping if I draw Gaia's Cradle. All in all, though, I think the instant speed will trump the sorcery speed, so I'm going to pick Memory Lapse, because I can get the mana fixing at the bottom or the Forerunners, but I don't think I'm going to be casting that for... What is it? 8 mana?
Yeah, it's steep.
But if I can cast it, I'm gonna win the game.
Yeah. I'm
gonna try it. You know what? I'm gonna try it.
I don't think I've ever seen you play that card ever.
No, which means if I don't use this in the draft, if this isn't in my finishing deck, it's gonna have to get cut from cube, I think.
What?
You don't think so? You just said we never used it.
No. I said you've never used it.
Okay. Alright, that's fair. That's fair. All right, we have Matthias.
I think that's a Mathis.
That's a Mathis, Fiend Seeker. Assemble the Legion. Angrith, Captain of Chaos. Thrumming Bird. Mizium Tank. Shark Typhoon. Serum Visions. Rancor. And Bloom Tender. My, oh my, what a pack. I can see you looking at Mathis and Angrith at the bottom which is fine. Oh, and Assemble the Legion. All three of those is like perfect for you.
Yes.
Now I'm starting to think. I instantly was looking at Rancor because I know how good Rancor is.
Yeah. And Mizium Tank.
Mizium Tank. Mizium Tank's fun. I don't know how great it is because, again, that's a card I haven't. I've picked it before, but it ended up not making the final cut. But I was looking at Rancor until I'm seeing Thrumming Bird. I have so many Planeswalkers, and Thrumming Bird would be very beneficial to that. As well as Shark Typhoon. We know how great that card is. So.
Bloom Tender.
Bloom Tender's really great, cool. Too. It's like, it's a tough call. Do I want Rancor? Rancor doesn't synergize with my Pyromancer, though. It's instants and sorceries. But I guess Shark Typhoon wouldn't either. So I was thinking to go in the middle row, but honestly, I think I'm going to pick the top. A lot of that, it'll ramp me with Bloom Tender, and I think that's awesome. And then Rancor and Serum Visions can synergize with my Saheeli, and they're both non-creature spells. And then Serum Visions also synergizes with my Young Pyromancer. So I'm going to pick the top row.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on this pack?
I think this pack is really good. Mizium Tank is really cool. Angrath is so cool because it gives all my creatures Menace.
That's the big one.
Which is like Menace that by itself is.
Yeah.
Assemble a Legion gives me soldier tokens with haste. Fiend Seeker. I like him. He has Menace as well. And it goes with the other colors in my deck. The whole bottom row goes with my deck. So I'm gonna pick the bottom.
It'd be kind of foolish not to, right?
Yeah, I don't think I need to comment any further. That's like laid out for me there. Delay, Dasa, Anafenza.
Nice.
Battle Grace Angel, Collective Defiance, Squee, Nightscape Familiar, the Mox Ruby.
Interesting.
And Faber Elder.
Seeing a Power 9 card in this pack.
Yeah, that's kind of foolish to not pick that.
It's free rant.
Right? Squee is so cool, though. I could put him in my graveyard.
Or exile, or anywhere.
Yep.
And play him.
But that Mox Ruby. And Nightscape Familiar.
Reduces blue and red by 1. So it'll help
red
you.
Would help, yeah.
And he has Regenerate.
Regenerate. That'd be good. So I can either pick Nightscape Familiar and the Mox Ruby, or the Mox Ruby and Collective Defiance. Battle Grace Angel. It's really cool. What cards were you looking at?
I'm looking at the bottom row. I like Thassa a lot. I know what Thassa's done for me in the past, and I just it's definitely a great card. And then Delay as well. It's a lot of fun to play. I'm looking at the Mox, but nothing really. Well, I guess if I pick the Mox, it would go Mox and then South, just because I have red and blue. And again, Thassa's in that pack. So, but I also like Delay. So either way, I would be happy with either one of those. Squeeze cool, but it's like between. If you pick the middle, where it's the Ruby going down, I literally am picking either Squee or Delay. And between those two, Delay would be my choice.
Yeah. I mean, I really like the Mox Ruby is the Mox Ruby.
Yeah.
But the middle right here, I'm liking it.
If you like it, I think you should go for it.
I mean, Battle Grace Angel. I love flying creatures. I love the Exalt mechanic as well. Squee, so good.
You gonna be okay with me picking the Mox and Thassa? Because that's what I'm gonna pick after.
I'll be okay with it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'd be alright with that.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick I hope I don't regret that pick.
I really am high on the delay spell. And part of me thinks like maybe I should pass the Mox.
Isn't that ridiculous that we would even think about it? But it's
I'm thinking like if you don't have it and you were nice enough to pass it, maybe I should keep that kindness going. You know what I mean? So today I'm going to say let's keep the kindness. All right? And I'm going to pick Thassa and delay. All right.
I'm looking at these cards and some of them, like Squee, I've never played and I've always wanted to play him.
Mm-hmm.
So, for the love of the game, for the fun of the game,
ready?
I'm going to go with Squee.
I like that. I want to see Squee in play too. It's one of the newest cards we've added to the cube, and I don't think we played them yet. Mm-hmm. All right. So last pack, people.
Last pack.
Oh, with my pet card, Temple Bell.
Temple Bell. Love that card.
Artis. Lutri. Fabled Passage. Giant Ataphage. Wrenn and 6. Demanding Dragon. A Braid. And Phyrexian Delver.
Well.
What you thinking?
I'm thinking there's a lot of good picks in that pack.
Yeah. Temple Bell is
that's your pet card. It's like your thing.
If I were to automatically just slam Temple Bell, I think I would go with Lutri to the right.
Yeah.
I like a Braid. It's a removal, and it can destroy artifacts. And it's an instant. But I don't think I'm going to be casting the Giant Adelphage.
Mm-hmm.
So the middle of the pack is just kind of going. I also like Wrenn and 6. I don't think I've ever played Wrenn and 6 before.
I don't think I've ever even seen that card.
So
definitely
new
to the cube.
I think I'll do Lutri and Wrenn and 6 actually, and pass up on Temple Bell, just because I want to see what it does. I already got plenty of walkers, and let's see if Wrenn and 6 has what it takes.
Okay.
I'm sure it does, and we'll do Lutri and Phyrexian Delver. What were your thoughts on that? Were you looking at the Delver at all?
I was looking at the Delver, but that's okay. So I'm thinking the Demanding Dragon and a Braid is probably going to be my pick. Temple Bell's kind of your thing, and Fabled Passage. Sacrifice, and then search your library for a basic land card.
So it fixes your mana.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pick the Dragon and a Braid, though.
Yeah, I think that's a solid choice.
I don't know how many artifacts you have in your deck. I haven't been paying attention that closely.
I haven't.
But I do like the deal 3 damage to target creature for 2. I think I'll take it, and it's an instant. Goes with the rest of my stuff. And the Demanding Dragon, obviously.
I think that's really good. I think those are great choices.
Yeah.
And whether you went left or right or up or down, I think Demanding Dragon was probably the all-star there.
Yeah, I think so too.
And you picked it, yeah. Temple Bell would be cool, but I'm saying that just so I can draw cards, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, I think that's it.
That's it, and I think we have some really awesome decks.
Yes, we tried a different drafting method, and the decks still feel like they have that really strong consistency in them. And you can definitely follow the theme.
Yeah.
So.
For sure. And I'm definitely going to kick your butt.
Yeah, we'll see about that. All right, everybody. That's a wrap. We're going to start building our decks and get some gameplay. All right?
Yeah.
First grid draft. Let's go. Let's see. I mean, I can always just adjust the camera. What are you doing that for?
Making sure my bracelet looks nice.
What is it? Unsubstantiate?
Unsubstantiate.
We got Unsubstantiate.
When you edit this out, you're gonna be like,
I'm gonna throw that at the end.
don't you even think about it.
Maybe I'll just throw the part where we're laughing about it.
What'd you say? They won't even know. You can just back to the damn
They do now. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like my content and want to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You can also hit the like button. It goes a long way and it really helps out a lot. You can find me on Twitch at JustAddMissPlay. Thanks again for your support and we'll see you in the next video.